its own.
Well, the furthest back on the grid that someone has won this Hungarian Grand Prix from is 12th on the grid. That was Nigel Mansell back in 1989. It's a position occupied today by David Coulthard. Let's hear from him.
At the moment, people are still going off, and you think they'd be trying out the intermediates, right?
Yeah, there's no question that the full wet can handle what water's on the track, but it'll burn out the rear tyre very quickly. So from a pace point of view, you want to be on the enter, but of course you've got a much smaller gauge of tyre, more susceptible to standing water, and a little bit more difficult to get temperature in them.
So what do you think? What's your gut feeling that you're going to take, full wet or inters?
I think that if it stays like this and doesn't rain anymore, then you have to go inter to avoid a pit stop. But if you have a little bit of rain, then you saw the track this morning. So the truth is, I don't know what the right decision at this moment is. Intermediates.
Well, let's see what Renault's view is on that. Pat, is this the conditions at the moment? Is this full wets, or are you going to be taking the intermediate?
No, it's certainly not full wets at the moment, but it's a very changeable condition. We've got our radar up on the hill over there. It's seeing showers coming, disappearing, coming, disappearing. But right now, the way the circuit is, it's not full wets, it's intermediates. But the troublesome thing is it's very, very cold, so even the intermediate tyres are going to really be struggling to get grip.
So potentially this could be the kind of race, these conditions, that could work in Fernando's favour.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly you wouldn't want to be on too light a fuel load at the moment, because it is going to take a while to dry out. It's anyone's guess when the ideal first stop is, because if you can coincide your fuel and going onto a dry tyre, it's perfect. But who knows, it may rain again.
You're going to have a busy race.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Pat.
And given with all the uncertainty that we have over conditions, there's Rubens Barrichello, who's well placed on row 2. But we're not writing off the victory prospects for the likes of Fernando Alonso and certainly Michael Schumacher and anyone in the middle of that grid.
No, we're not writing any prospects off for these guys at all, because with these kind of conditions there is such a variation, anything can happen. But you still have to say, Steve, at this moment Michael Schumacher, with that optional fuel load with the Bridgestone, is probably in the best position.
We saw Rubens. Let's hear from him now.
Well, Rubens, what's your feeling on where we go, intermediates or full wets? I see you've got full wets ready.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still a nice call. I need to wait and see. It's not a definitive right now. The track is just about to be on the intermediates, on the wets, and so we need to wait and see.
So a day for keeping a cool head, though, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And the feet on the ground.
And certainly Michael Schumacher will be thinking in terms of victory. This circuit we always compare to Monaco with its limited overtaking opportunities. How might that change within these conditions? Might there be more chances to get past in the wet?
There's definitely more chance, because there's more risk of people making mistakes. A small driver error in these conditions is very easily done. And also because there is that difference in grip level between the tyres and the cars, there are going to be different lines and opportunities are going to arise. And I think you're going to see someone like Schumacher here. He's going to be starting with a load of fuel on, which is going to give him plenty of options there to try and drive through the pack and put those guys under pressure. Raikkonen, though, is going to be the guy with hopefully the clear spray not in his visor, because he's got no one there in front of him once he gets off the line cleanly.
And could we just emphasize again how careful the likes of Schumacher and Jenson Button have to be heading into that first turn?
Yeah, they have to be very careful indeed, but sometimes a lot of the guys will try and take the wide line to keep out the trouble, and the problem with that is the guys will go on the original race line, get it slightly sideways, maybe out of shape, and collect those guys on the outside. We've seen it time and time again in a wet condition and into turn 1. Hopefully that won't happen.
Michael Schumacher 11 points behind Alonso in the Drivers' Championship, but a mixed-up grid and it's mixed-up weather, all of which combines to make the events of the next couple of hours very, very hard to predict. It's the final countdown to the Hungarian Grand Prix when we return.
What's my starting position?
You're 25th in the queue. Please hold.